Oh, yes, QPR have made the league a lot more interesting. Thank you, QPR, because we now have got five other teams sweating at the bottom of that league. And we're delighted this week to talk to our guest QPR fan, Jack, all about the win at Blackburn and preview the game against Norwich this weekend. How are you, Jack?
I'm very well, Mark. How are you doing?
Oh, excellent. Yeah. So, yes, on behalf of all the neutrals, thank you for making the bottom of the league a little bit more tense for yourselves and others.
Yeah, it's been a bit squeaky bum time, I think, for like the last
It's
couple of matches, but yeah, it's starting to heat up a little bit now, isn't it?
yeah. Well, we've got a lot of we've had Swansea, Birmingham, Millwall,
Yeah,
and Stoke fans already cursing you and hoping that you don't win against Norwich. So you suddenly Norwich have found themselves a lot more fans this weekend. Let's talk about the Blackburn game first of all. Then Blackburn fan earlier said that QPR were great and thoroughly deserved the win. Would you agree with that?
yeah. I think we put a shift in it. I think we wanted it a bit more, and with Blackburn, I think they're in a bit of a tight spot at the moment where they are pretty much in free fall. But we were in the exact same place, a couple of months ago under Ainsworth. So it's right, it's football, isn't it? It swings and roundabouts. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think I would say that we did deserve it. I think our manager utilised his subs a lot better this game than he has done in the past, and that made the real difference for me. I think.
Yeah, just talk us through the substitutions because there's a lot of people on Twitter saying actually, yeah, he's got it right this week. In previous games, he hasn't made them quick enough, or he's made the wrong selections. What was it? What was it? What was the difference this week?
Yeah, I think. I mean, for starters, we've got a lot more depth on our bench now. So in the past, it's because we've had obviously the January signings, which have been great for us. They've given us that much needed depth and an extra dynamic that we haven't had before.
Yeah,
So previously, we've had to rely on a lot of our youth and some of the older players like Albert Adoma, and where he's had to come in, say like centre mids, playing on a couple of occasions this season. I think Marty Cifuentes has been just really limited in terms of his options. So I think this game was the first game really that he could actually flex a little bit in terms of what he had at his disposal. So um, I mean the new boys Hodge. I mean he's just an instant legend. Just from obviously being on the bench at United to driving down, being absolutely shattered, so he can get into training the next morning to then scoring 7 minutes in to your debut. I mean, you can't really get much better than that. I
no,
think in terms of debuts. So yeah,
and,
he looks
and
great.
yeah, he made that triple substitution, didn't he, in the second half, and brought Hayden,
Yeah,
and Smith on as well. And people are lauding Hayden as well for his contribution. Would you agree with
yeah,
that?
he's just so calm, and
Yeah,
I think his experience really kind of oozes through, and we've really kind of needed that. I think in the middle of the field, and some of our summer signings as well. Jack Cole back, I think he had a really good game, just in terms of playing defensively, but he's also instigating a lot of the attacks. So, starting that has been quite, especially in the Blackburn game, it's been pivotal. I think.
yeah. And just a word for Ilias Chair. I think again, ran his socks off. I think lots of people are appreciating the fact that he's he I think he bleeds QPR. This guy.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't think there isn't a fan that doesn't love Illy, but I know that there's some times in his game where in the past you think like, oh, you could have picked out a pass, or he slows the game down a little bit, especially when he gets to the edge of the box. But with our first goal, it shows what he can do, and yeah, he got a bit of luck hitting off the post, ricocheting, into the goal. But in our position, we'll take it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Ilias, you can't fault him. Really, I think it's a bit unfortunate with Willock kind of dropping off a bit this season, especially last season. But
Yeah.
he's had his injuries. Contract runs out in the summer. You know, I can understand probably why his head might be in a different place, but luckily, I think we've got a lot more other people to rely on than just
Yeah.
him and Ilias. So
Okay. We've talked about the ins. Let's talk about the outs of your transfer window, though.
Yeah, massive.
So was it surprising? I mean, you've lost
I did,
five
yeah,
players on loans. Given the size of your squad, were any of these surprising? I mean, Dozell to Birmingham, for example,
I
and
didn't see that coming. If I'm
yeah,
honest, I thought some of like the players that I think a lot of the fans could probably agree that aren't quite up to scratch at the moment. So Kelman, he's a good player. He's still quite youthful, but is he the standard that we need right now? Probably not. He is better suited, I think, in the lower leagues. I would have thought that Kakai would have gone, to be honest with you. But I put all of the signings down though to our new CEO, without a doubt. He's been, an absolute breath of fresh air for us.
okay,
And I know a lot of people question as well because he's very young. I mean, he's younger than me, and he made a lot of changes that raised a lot of eyebrows straight away, but we're already seeing the benefits of that. He's managed to work the money a lot smarter than our previous, board have. And as a result, they're getting
yeah,
better kind of names in. And I think as well, we've just announced another signing today that we've got on the free, which we were going to get on deadline day, but he needs to get his permit, which is Anderson.
oh yeah, okay,
Who's
yeah,
yeah, and whilst he's 29, I know he's had a couple of injuries. He's just a set piece specialist. Yeah, I'm really excited to kind of like see what he's got to offer, and
okay.
yeah, seems like a good signing all around. I think.
Okay, let's look ahead then to the visit of Norwich then this weekend. Let's bring in Alfie, who is a younger Norwich fan, to give us the lowdown on how they're looking. Good evening, Alfie. How are you?
Evening, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. So we're chatting QPR at the moment. What sort of Norwich team are coming to QPR this weekend? What sort of shape are you in?
Well, I'd say certainly in Form 1, especially after last week's result. We finally turned on a little bit after a bit of a rough patch. But yeah, now we're actually playing some exciting attacking football for once now. Got obviously Johnny Rosalie back in the squad for Saturday. Borja signs, he's on form. Sargent's back. And our attacking threat at the moment, we look like we're going to score, but many times we go forward, I'll be real.
Yeah, well, you may remember the game at Carrow Road earlier in November when QPR rocked up. What did you make of QPR then?
Oh, it's a long way back in it, but yeah, nah, they were down there, weren't they? But they're finally picked up a little bit now. But I mean, yeah, they kind of just came. I can't remember them loads, to be fair.
That's stuck
But
in your memory. It was 1-0
It
to,
was 1-0,
to
wasn't it?
Norwich. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was Norwich. Yeah.
yeah.
Both teams have had issues with managers this year. Obviously, QPR are now firmly behind your manager. Are Norwich fans firmly behind theirs?
well, he went through a very rough patch, and I'll be real. A lot of fans did want him out. There was quite a few results he was kind of papering over the cracks, but I think he's got to a point now where like he's just got the fans off his back a little bit. But I feel like we could be doing better with a different manager. Like he's getting a few results recently. Some of the results have been, like I said, papering over the cracks. But then again, I feel like a more top manager like we had, like Farker, we would be up like more up there. We'd have been up there from the start of the season, even we did have injuries. Because some of like the changes he's made to the squad, it did like at one point he dropped Rowe at Millwall because apparently he didn't think he was up to it, even though he was pretty fit. Like there's been a few of those that have cost us points. If we did pick them up, we would be in the playoff spots right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I can't predict this game this weekend. I'm staying away from it from a betting angle. Jack, can you give us your head and your heart what the score's going to be this weekend? Given that Norwich are a pretty decent side, but actually
They are.
you're a bit
Beginning
resurgent
of the
yourself.
season with the signings that they made, and obviously like keeping old Sargent. Now, I think I thought that you guys would be top four easily. I think, like I said, there's a couple of issues. I think with your results. To be honest with you, I think we'll probably have a 1-1. I'll be happy with a win, of course, but I think based on how we've been performing, we've got a bit of a spring in our step.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably say it'd be a draw.
Yeah, and of course Huddersfield are playing Southampton, so that's not going to be any points for them whatsoever. So if you can beat Norwich, then that
you say that now, and they'll do it, won't they?
They probably will. Yeah. Alfie, score prediction then. Heading down to Loftus Road.
Well, I'd love to see a win because can't beat a train journey home after an away win. But I'm gonna go for a confident 2-1 Norwich. I think Sargent and Signs score. Signs has been in good form recently. He scored that banger at Liverpool. We scored that banger at the weekend. So yeah, he was in form. He's
amazing.
I feel like he might go grab another one then.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for joining us on the QPR View, Alfie and Jack. Enjoy the game, and we will catch you hopefully again soon to review it all. Cheers.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much.